everyone, and welcome to the inaugural episode of Sibling Sports. Alongside my little sister Renee, I'm Ron Carson.
Here at Sibling Sports, we will aim to take the term sibling rivalry to a whole new level. And what I mean by that is, Big Brother is not always going to win an argument when it comes to sports.
Well, I can't promise you that, but I can promise you we have a great show on tap for you today. Renee and I will be debating various sports topics in a segment we like to call the Shot Clock. That's where we put 2 minutes on the clock and debate as many sports issues as we can.
Wow, sounds like a great show.
Oh, yes.
We will also be joined live in studio by Mr. Cavalier, Austin Carr. Also, our own Allison Bibb will be reporting from Cleveland Browns training camp. And Brad Allen will be along with this week's installment of Quick Hits from the Street. That's where you, the fans, have an opportunity to email your opinions on local sports topics via our website, SiblingSports.net, and have Brad Allen read them on the air and comment on them. Brad will also give you the latest news, notes, and rumors on your favorite sports teams and add in a little commentary of his own. Trust me, you don't want to miss that.
So stay with us because after these short messages, the Shot Clock is up next here on Sibling Sports. Welcome back to Sibling Sports. It's now time for a segment of our show that we call the Shot Clock. We will put 2 minutes on the clock, and Renee and I will debate as many sports issues as we can. Here we go.
All right, first topic, Eric Wedge. Should he stay or should he go?
Well, if Eric Wedge's managerial skills are as good as that singing right there, give him a lifetime contract.
I'd say.
No, I have to admit, I'm not one of Wedge's biggest fans. However, this year we have to admit, he didn't have a full complement of players. Victor Martinez goes down, Travis Hafner goes down early. The experiment that was Joe Borowski went kaboom. But let's look at what he did last year. He had a full complement of players, a healthy Travis, a healthy Victor. Joe Borowski was doing his thing, leading the American League in saves. Eric Wedge wins the AL Manager of the Year award. Also, the Tribe was only one game away from the World Series. So let's give him one more year. However, next year, it's put up or shut up time for Eric Wedge. However, as of right now, he should stay.
Are you kidding me? I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one, Ron. I am so tired of these Eric Wedge apologists. The key word to what you just said was almost. It is always almost with him. They almost made it to the World Series last year. They almost made it to the playoffs in 2005. The guy is constantly being outmanaged. He can't seem to put two back-to-back good seasons together. They'll win 93 games in 2005 and then lose 84 in 2006. They'll win 96 games last year and be on pace for another 80-plus loss season this year. It's time for a new voice in the clubhouse.
Well, tell us how you really feel, Renee.
That's how I really feel.
Okay, next up, Brett Favre. Good move by the Jets to trade for the 38-year-old Green Bay legend, or should everyone in the NFL just have gone good riddance to Brett Favre?
Well, I know everyone is tired of this whole Brett Favre drama, but it's hard to argue with the Jets taking a shot at him. It's not like they had a superstar quarterback in Chad Pennington to begin
The
with.
sky's the limit for the Jets this year. They can do nothing but get better than last year.
Yes.
I mean, when they didn't even make the playoffs, I think they won like 4 games. But I would have taken that $20 million the Green Bay Packers offered them to stay retired.
Yeah, now I have to agree with you on that one.
I'm in the wrong business.
So am I.
But that's going to do it for this week's edition of The Shot Clock, sponsored by Smith Tools. When we come back, our own Allison Bibb is going to be joining us from Cleveland Browns training camp. She'll be there with Cleveland native Steve Sanders.
You don't want to miss that.
No, you don't, because Steve is battling it out to become one of the last wide receivers chosen on this year's club. So stay with us after these short messages. We'll be right back here on
Sibling Sports.
Welcome back to Sibling Sports. Our own Allison Bibb is standing by now at a Cleveland Browns training camp. She's set to interview Cleveland native Steve Sanders. Steve is attempting to claim one of the last wide receiver spots on this year's team. So without further ado, Allison, take it away.
Hey, thanks, Ron. So I'm out here at Browns training camp in Berea, and I'm standing here right now with wide receiver Steve Sanders, who happens to be a Cleveland native as well. So, Steve, now that you're out practicing, with the big guys, how did that change your approach?
It doesn't at all. I take the approach that every day is an opportunity to get better, an opportunity to come out here and work, and just be the hardest working person when I step on the field. That's my objective. That's what I set out for, and that's what I do each and every day.
All right, so we all know that you're a Cleveland native, graduated from East High, went to Bowling Green State University. How did those experiences prepare you for making a run at the NFL?
Greatly. Coming up through the East High area, it's a very, adverse area, right now. crime, things like that. But I kind of stayed away from that, But at the same time, it helped me to be the person I am today, and I never forget where I come from. So, by that, taking me to Bowling Green, it was a little bit of an adjustment at first, the culture shock, different things I had to get used to. But once I got used to that adversity, I dealt with it. And, bringing that now to where I am, I'm still dealing with a lot of different things, as far as, competition level and being a hard worker and trying to get an opportunity to come out here and prove that I belong here.
Well, good. Well, tell us, all about your foundation. I know you're really out there helping kids. Tell us what that's all about.
Yeah, it's called My Hood, and Hood stands for Helping Others Organize Dreams. What I want to do with my organization basically is motivational speaking, but at the same time, we're taking it to another level, and we're trying to make kids be accountable for their actions. So what we're doing is saying that, we know you come from these rough neighborhoods and these areas, but stand out for something positive. Be known for more than just gang violence or things like that. Don't be known for that at all. Be known for the person that steps out and steps out on faith and does something different. And that's what I did, and it helped me. Even to this day, some of the people that are instilled in that neighborhood that are part of those negative things and that environment, they look up to me today for saying that, they wish they had the courage for standing out for something different.
Right. So obviously you offer inspiration, motivation to a lot of kids. Well, what really inspires you?
Helping the kids. It really does, and also being able to come out here and live for them. When I was younger, I tried to live my life through Eric Metcalf. Yeah. Everything that he did, I tried to mimic, and I know the kids look up to me for that. And, I think I'm trying to go above and beyond that by doing more in the community. I tell the kids all the time, don't look up to me for what I do on the field. Look up to me for what I do off the field. And that's more important than playing football. Football is our life, as of on the field and between the lines. But when you step outside of these lines, you have a totally different life to live. And I try to be an example, a living example of how to do things right.
Well, I definitely think you're a great example. Thank you so much, Steve. Good luck to you. We hope to definitely see you out on the field every single Sunday this fall. So back to you, Ron and Renee, for Sibling Sports. I'm Allison Bibb.
Hey, thanks, Allison. Allison's appearance at Brown's Training Camp was sponsored by Nicholson's Ice Cream. If you are craving a cool and refreshing treat this summer, head out to your friendly neighborhood Nicholson's Ice Cream. When we come back, we will be joined live in studio by Mr. Cavalier himself, Austin Carr. So stay tuned. After these short messages, Sibling Sports will be right back.
Welcome back to Sibling Sports. We are now very privileged to be joined live in studio by Cavaliers legend, Mr. Cavalier himself, Austin Carr. Austin, thanks for joining us here today at Sibling
Nice
Sports.
to meet you, Ryan, and good to see you, Renee. How you been? All right.
Now, Austin, you didn't get the nickname Mr. Cavalier by accident. Your number 34, of course, is one of only 6 jerseys that hangs from the Raptors at Quicken Loans Arena. At number 3 on the team's all-time leading scorer list, number 1 pick in the 1971 NBA draft. We could be here all day. We can go on and on. But let's talk for a moment what people really don't talk much about, because we're here in Buckeye country. Let's talk about your career at Notre Dame. Let's go back to the cornfields of South Bend, Indiana.
Oh, boy, you're going way back.
But let's talk about the tournament a little bit. Let's talk about 1970. It's against Ohio University. You scored 61 points. That's still a record today. That record may never be broken.
It's knock on wood.
Talk to us about that experience. What was that experience like?
Yeah. Well, it was a kind of surreal situation because it was like I was in a dream world. And I was in what they call the zone.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was making shots with my left hand, my right hand. I was hitting jump shots. I was driving to the basket. I was just doing anything I wanted to do. Gotcha. And it was almost like a situation like I was the only one on the floor. I mean, there was 9 other guys out there, but it was like it was so clear to me. And that's kind of what I call the zone. And
Gotcha.
before the zone was popular, and it's just a night. I see a lot of alumni from Ohio U, and I just tell them that you caught me on the wrong night.
And I'm a Miami grad, Miami University, so
Okay.
I'm happy you tore up OU. That's like Ohio State, Michigan, Miami, OU. But you were, and we mentioned this earlier, you were the number 1 pick in the 1971 NBA draft by the Cleveland Cavaliers, but you were also drafted by the ABA, Virginia Squires.
Right, exactly.
And that was closer to home, but you chose the Cavaliers. Why did you choose the Cavaliers?
It was simple. The money was real money.
That'll do it. Tell me about it.
I mean, the ABA at that time was very shaky.
Yeah.
Very shaky.
Yeah.
And as far as paying off their contracts and all that, and it was no way I was going. And I always wanted to play in the NBA anyway, because that is where all the guys I grew up watching, Dave Bing, Elgin Baylor from D.C., all those guys, Tom Hoover, and watching Russell and Chamberlain and all those guys. I wanted to play in that league,
Gotcha.
Because I wanted to play with the best and against the best.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, moving on now to the Cavaliers. Austin, we'd like you to put on your analyst cap for this one.
Yes, I like to do that.
Cavaliers fans have been worried about the lack of moves by the front office this offseason. But in recent days, we acquired point guard Mo Williams in a three-team trade involving Milwaukee and Oklahoma City. Was this a good move by the team?
Well, I think so, because we've been looking for the point guard for quite a while. And what I mean by the point guard, we need someone who can break you down off the dribble.
That's right.
Other than LeBron. Because when LeBron gets double and triple teamed, there's nobody else he can throw the ball to who can break them down from the other side.
Absolutely.
And now Mo can break them down, plus he can hit shots.
Yeah.
A lot of people have talked about his defensive prowess, but I really think he's going to be great on defense because he's never had to focus on the defensive end because Milwaukee was always an offensive-minded team.
Right.
They want to outscore you. So Mike Brown's going to have him playing defense.
Well, finally, Austin, we'd be remiss. I mean, since we have you here, we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you about number 23 himself, LBJ, LeBron James.
Yes.
Everywhere I go, people are asking me. I travel all across the country. People are asking me, is LeBron leaving in 2 years when his contract's up?
No.
Is he going to take this $50 million that's out there in Europe?
Right.
Is he going to the Nets with his buddy Jay-Z? Is he going to the Knicks with Mike D'Antoni? They're clearing cap space. Or do we just need to relax and say, hey, LeBron's here for another 2 years. Let's just enjoy it. Let the chips fall where they may.
But personally, I take that attitude. I mean, the way I look at it, on one side of the ledger, he's built a huge home here.
Yeah.
All his close friends here, his family is here. If he moves somewhere, he's got to move all of that with him.
Absolutely.
And only live in that gorgeous house maybe 3 months a year. So
35,000 square feet.
Right. So I personally think, then the $50 million could change.
Yeah, that changed a lot of things.
Especially if it's the right country. Greece is somewhere where the living won't be as harsh. I don't see anybody going to Russia at this fair time.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't see Delonte, like Delonte. I don't see him going. I mean, to me, that's such a the quality of life is so much different. Mm-hmm. I even had a friend tell me even the Crest toothpaste tastes different in Russia than it does here. So it's just a different quality of life. But I would venture to say right now, I take your attitude. Let's enjoy LeBron for 2 years. We will have to worry about re-signing him in 2 years. So let us worry about that. Let the fans enjoy the great basketball that the young man plays, because we've already started to work on what we're going to have to do to keep LeBron. So, I mean, we know that. I mean, that's obvious. Yeah. So that's why we're trying to make deals to get people around him.
Absolutely. Well, with that, Austin, we'd like to thank you for taking time out of your very busy day.
My
I think
pleasure.
you're still helping out with Reading to Achieve down there at Quicken Loans Arena. And you took time out of your busy day to join us here today, and thank you for that. It's been truly an honor and a privilege.
My pleasure, and it's been a pleasure being on Sibling Sports.
Well, thank you. Well, Austin, I wish we can do the rest of the show. I wish you can do the rest of the show for us. That was pretty good.
I know.
Well, Austin's segment was made possible today by our sponsors over at New Image Media. New Image Media for all of your company's communications needs. If you have any questions, you can contact Steve at newimagemedia.com. When we come back, Brad Allen will be along with this week's edition of Quick Hits from the Street. As for Brad answers your email questions, he'll offer up a little commentary of his own, and he'll also give you the latest news, notes, and rumors on your favorite sports teams. So stay with us after these short messages. Sibling Sports will be right back.
Welcome back to Sibling Sports. Here now, Brad Allen and Quick Hits from the Street. B.A., take it away.
Thanks, Ron and Renee. In this segment, it's all about you, the viewers. Each week, you'll be able to go to our website, SiblingSports.net, and click on the link, Quick Hits from the Street, to ask me, Brad Allen, a.k.a. B.A. Muggy, questions that you would like for me to answer on the air. I would choose the questions at random each week, and I'll also give you the latest news and rumors on the Indians, Cavaliers, and Browns, and I'll also offer up a little commentary of my own, something I like to call the Muggy Manifesto. First up today is a question from Melissa in Parma. Melissa writes, do you think that the Indians team as it's currently constituted can challenge for the playoffs next year with a healthy Victor, Pronk, and Jake Westbrook? No. The Indians need much, much more than a healthy Victor, Pronk, and Jake Westbrook. Try a whole new bullpen, some power hitters, some speed at the top of the lineup, a new manager. Moving on to news, notes, and rumors, quick hits on your Cavaliers. And everybody knows they just hooked up with a deal. Milwaukee Bucks brought in Mo Williams, but my sources tell me the Cavaliers are not done dealing. They're not only close to bringing back Delonte West via a one-year tender of $2.8 million, they're also reportedly talking with Chicago about guard Kirk Heinrich. Stay tuned on that. My sources also tell me the Cavs looking at a deal, a big splash possibly, to bring in Zach Randolph, sign and trade Delonte West with a dead expiring contract. Stay tuned on that one. Now on to my muggy manifesto. On to the Indians. We here in the media and the fans are so sick and tired of Mark Shapiro talking to the fans and media like we're all stupid. Hey Mark, you're not the only person in Cleveland with an Ivy League degree. And if you're so smart, you can learn something from me. Go on the internet, Google search Sin Soo Choo, South Korea, military obligations, and you'll find he has to serve 2 years in the military. So sick and tired of this team. That's it for this edition of Quick Hits from the Street. Remember to log on to SiblingSports.net, click on the link, Quick Hits from the Street, and your questions could be the one I answer on the air next week. Ron and Renee, back to you.
Thanks, BA. Quick Hits from the Street is sponsored by Johnson & Johnson, attorneys at law. If trouble finds you, you find Johnson & Johnson. Well, that's going to do it for this, the inaugural episode of Sibling Sports. Don't forget to log on to our website at SiblingSports.net for outtakes and extended interviews from the show, and also to view blogs and ask Brad questions for future segments of Quick Hits from the Street. But until next time, for Allison Bibb and Brad Allen, I'm Ron Carson.
And I'm Renee Carson.
And you've been watching Sibling Sports.